Hey guys, welcome back. Here we go, week 9. So let's get into it. Tonight, Thursday night, Tennessee at Pittsburgh. I'm going with Pittsburgh. That's the biggest reason is their defense. So yeah, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh over Tennessee. And on to Sunday, oh boy, early morning game, the Germany game, Miami at Kansas City. Uh, Boy, that game could go really either way, and uh, it all depends on if Kansas City is playing like Kansas City ball. If they are, which they should be, then it's a Kansas City. It should be a Kansas City win. But regardless, I'm gonna take the Chiefs over the Dolphins. And if Miami does happen to win, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm kind of a little worried about that game because Miami can put up points, as we all know. They struggle against good teams and being the defending Super Bowl champions, and Kansas City, even with their a little bit of recent struggles lately, they're still one of the best teams there are. And so Kansas City over Miami. And then to the 10 a.m. slot, Minnesota at Atlanta. No Kirk Cousins. Desmond Ridder benched in Atlanta, and it's hard to tell what you're going to get out of both sides. So I'm going to go with the default of taking the home team, and I think Atlanta has enough to pull out a win at home over Minnesota right now. So Atlanta over Minnesota. Then the Chicago Bears at the New Orleans Saints. Saints played better. Chicago, they're still no Justin Fields, not yet. So I'm taking New Orleans over the Bears. And then from there, it's the Rams at Green Bay. And let's face it, once again we face it for another week, Jordan Love, not the guy. And I'm taking the Rams over the Packers, and hopefully during the draft, the Packers will get a guy that's going to work for them. Because Jordan Love, 4 years there, he's a starter technically, but he should, after all that amount of time, he should be plug and play and just rocking it, and he's not. And so that's that for that story. And then from there, got the Washington, formerly known as the Redskins, at the New England Patriots. And the Washington in rebuilding mode, letting Montez Sweat and Chase Young go. And I'm gonna take Washington over the Patriots. And then from there, Seattle Seahawks against the Baltimore Ravens. Boy, the battle of the birds, and the Ravens are playing so well, and they look like the most dangerous team in football today. Seattle coming off of a win that you figure maybe they probably should have lost that game, but they still had enough to figure out how to beat the Browns. They figured it out, and they did it. I'm going to take this as an upset. Yeah, Baltimore probably will win, but I'm going to take the Seahawks in an upset. And then from there, the Buccaneers at the Texans. And I'm going to take Tampa over Houston. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Houston Texans. And then from there, the last of the morning games, Arizona Cardinals. Looks like Kyler Murray is going to be back at the Cleveland Browns. And the Browns probably still have a little bit of a sour taste from that loss last week against Seattle. And Kyler Murray being back or not, he hasn't played in a while, so there's going to be some field rust. There's just no two ways about it. Sure, he could he look like a rock star? Yeah, a rock star could look like a rock star, but it doesn't mean he's going to taste or play like a rock star. The drink, that is. And so I'm going to take the Browns over the Cardinals. The Cardinals are feisty though. It's going to be a good game. Then the beginning of the afternoon slot games. Indianapolis Colts at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take the Colts. And then from there, the Giants at the Raiders. The struggling Giants, Daniel Jones might be back in. Looks like it. The Raiders, good job. Finally, you got rid of your biggest problem. You fired Daniel Jones. You got rid of the offensive coordinator and the general manager. I feel like big giant monkey off your back. And so, with all the woes that are going along with the Raiders right now, it's a kind of a feeling where you can have a big weight lifted, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start playing better just because that weight is gone. That what's the word? That toxic element is no longer there. Josh Daniels, he's not a good head coach. He never was. He's best suited as a coordinator, if he's any good at that. We don't even know if he's any good at being a coordinator. I mean, in New England, there was Belichick and Brady. He was in the mix somewhere. Is he any good? We don't know. As a coordinator, that is. As a head coach, oh, we know. Second time stint, I remember when he was going to be hired for the Colts head coaching job, and then he decided to back out of that. Boy, was I happy for the Colts. And my sister-in-law was happy for the Colts too, her team. And so, yeah, Josh Daniels, maybe you should try, you'll more than likely be a coordinator somewhere. Try college ball. Maybe that's better suited for you. But head coaching is not it. And I'm not even, you could probably consider this an upset since the Giants don't have that much of the transition going on right now. But I'm going to, the first game away from Josh McDaniels and the other two, the OC and the general manager, I'm going to take the Raiders in what could be called an upset. A celebratory win from getting away from all that toxicity. Raiders over Giants. And then probably what will be named the America's Game of the Week, Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia Eagles. Division game, two teams that know each other better than anybody else knows them, other than maybe another division rival, of course. If Dallas wins, not going to be surprised. And if they do win, they're going to be tooting their horns like they normally do. Been a Cowboys fan forever, but it's hard being a Cowboys fan. It really is. Thanks, Jerry Jones, for making everything so difficult. The cardiac Cowboys, they would call them from time to time. But this, they wanted to be named in all of the big talk with teams like Philadelphia and San Francisco. They haven't earned that right to be in a conversation with Philly and San Francisco. San Francisco's been to 2 Super Bowls in recent years. Philadelphia has won a Super Bowl, been to 2 Super Bowls. They've got multiple division titles. Dallas has, a couple of division titles, 4 or something like that, maybe a little more. But they've got 3 playoff wins, 3 wild card playoff wins, whereas between Philly and San Francisco, they have 4 playoff appearances, and Philly has a Super Bowl. So I hear crickets from a standpoint on Dallas's side of production. Major lack of. It's easy to talk big about yourself when you're beating up on lessers, but when you find somebody who's bigger than you are, then all of a sudden it's like Colin Cowherd said, they shrink in big games. If Dallas wins this, they beat a division rival that they know very well. They'll toot their own horn, but does anybody else really feel, other than a Cowboys fan who's like, yay, we did it, we're the best in the world, we're going back to the Super Bowl? You hear that every year. I stopped drinking that Kool-Aid a while back because it just the taste got sour. And I'm not drinking Jerry's Kool-Aid anymore. So, not cowboy bashing. It's a reality check. It's a reality. It just is what it is. Philadelphia has a better roster. They're better coached. They have a better quarterback. And so if Dallas does win, fine, they win. They're still not going to the conference title game, much less a Super Bowl. Show us. Dallas Cowboys, show the fans. Read my lips. Show us. Don't talk about it. Leave everything you do on the field where it's supposed to be. And let others talk about it. That's when you know you've become legit. So I'm taking Philly over Dallas at Philly. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles sweep the season series this year. Wouldn't be a big surprise. They're a better team, better coached, better quarterback, and they just added the Byard, I think his name is pronounced, on the back end of the defense. They did something in free agency to get themselves better, to make themselves better. What did Dallas do? Oh, there's the crickets again. Yeah, that's because Jerry's like, oh, we don't need anything. If anybody calls us, I'll talk to them. It doesn't work that way. You're a general manager. You should fire yourself. Anyways, Philly over Dallas. And then on to the Sunday night game. Buffalo Bills at the Cincinnati Bengals. We remember how the Bengals owned the Bills in the playoffs last year. We haven't seen anything out of Buffalo that says they can take the Cincinnati Bengals yet. In that Monday night game that had to be stopped, rightfully so, Cincinnati was winning. So, but that playoff game, that's what really told what you could see at that time. And now Cincinnati's playing like Cincinnati again. The big cat is back, and it's roaring. So I'm going to take the Bengals at home over the Bills. And then Monday night to wrap up the week, Chargers at the Jets. Jets defense. The Jets are better coached. They have a better defense. The Chargers have a better quarterback. But they're on the road, and is just having a better quarterback enough against a better defense and a better head coach. They've got 2 out of 3. I would really love to take the Chargers here over the Jets. But I'm gonna go with the Jets. Jets over Chargers on Monday night. And I went, as far as my picks are concerned, I went 10-6. Not a huge rebound, but a rebound anyways off of that lousy 5-8 week 8. So at the moment of the season, I'm sitting at 79 and 43 losses. And at the midpoint of the season now, entering the second half of the season, so look to make those picks improve as the teams start separating themselves from the best teams to the middle of the pack to just not so good teams. And those are going to be pretty easy. They should be. I mean, San Francisco is going to wind up rebounding. They got a skid going on, and but they're gonna at some point in time here soon. I don't think they're gonna do it against the Jaguars when they face them. I think that's next week, but they will. They'll be in the playoffs. Still wouldn't be surprised. It's going to be San Francisco and Philadelphia in the conference title game. That's my pick. It has been for a long time, and I don't see any reason to change it. Dallas is going to make a big noise for themselves, but nothing new there. When it comes time for the playoffs, they'll probably win a playoff game. Maybe they won't, but we'll see them in the playoffs. The question is, will they lose in the opening round or the divisional round? So anyway, that's a ways off. And so those are my picks. I'd like to see your picks or any other comments down in the comment sections. Thanks for spending some time with me. Take care. Bye-bye.